Science accelerates society steadily. It's the engine of humanity and seems to be unstoppable. But what is science at all? This question is trivial only apparently, because the branches of science are expanding and becoming very individual. This causes problems because no similarities in science exist anymore. So science isn't totally 100% clear. To give a general definition of science is difficult, but what can we make in such a case? If there is no definite description of science, then what is it? You can describe how it works from a functional definition or as a system if it fits or not. Concept science as follows. Science is a system of production, collection and order of knowledge. Therefore, we need to know what a system is. A system is a complex of relations and people are various of these relations. But does that help us now? I think not really, because we only have one hand on the problem. Another question is running through our heads. What does knowledge mean in the scientific sense? For that, I suggest the definition of Plato. True faith proves only by showing his reasons, like knowledge. According to the quote, knowledge consists of true sentences which are believed. For their correctness, good reasons are offered. This definition is close to both the everyday speech and the scientific speech. We believe something, pronounce it, and if our opponent doesn't believe us, we offer him reason to believe us. Therefore, we offer examples from the everyday life. Mostly we try to weaken or change his opinion. If we cannot assert ourselves to weaken or change his opinion, we then pull our opinion back, which stands undecided. Consequently, we make compromises or we let him convince us of the other opinion. This process takes place in the scientific speech, with one difference. We deal with sentences we believe. We aren't weakening other objections, but rather take them into consideration. Two different criteria arise from it for knowledge in the scientific sense. Firstly, knowledge can be general for every valid obligation of maintained truth. Secondly, this obliging truth is checkable in principle by everybody. Here's our first checkpoint. Knowledge in the scientific sense is a faith in facts which claims truth. It's a validity in principle for everybody. This validity must be founded. So, scientific methods serve as a research and explanatory way which lays out true faith as knowledge. In science, we make declarations that concern truth. Imagine science knows what truth is. But what is truth? Coherent theories, that means that the truth is in accordance with all other statements. It offers validity, contradiction freedom and an easy explanation. And consensus theories. The truth is in accordance with all other people. It offers acceptance and agreement. These theories have differences. However, they depend on and complete each other. For that, a differentiation is not necessary. They serve as an explanatory system of the different scientific disciplines. The strongest criterion is evidence, descending to the acceptance, because the evidence is the closest to reality. But with the range is the opposite the case, because an acceptance can be produced potentially to every sentence. I guess on this base we can work with the truth concept. Therefore, our second checkpoint. Science is not only a place of production and storage that is filled with truths until it gives the world a description and explanation, it is more especially a form of discourse for the common worldview, like religion or politics. When a basic problem appears, science stands in reality always on unsecured ground. It has to live with the paradox to legitimize itself from the truth claim, but in reality you will not be able to redeem science. Mostly science starts with dogmas, axioms or subjective observations. Scientific methods and structures are a way to be able to suspect truth. So we need these methods that we can give reasons why something functions like it functions. That's the reason why we often say, yeah, it works. I give you an example in the scientific context. We know that houses with cleanly calculated statics ordinarily do not collapse. However, at the same time, we know that there are 1,000 reasons why we cannot be sure for 100%. Last but not least, checkpoint 3. Two central scientific basic structures can be fixed. On one hand there are truth statements and on the other hand there are procedures. Both help to make a statement plausibly. As we can see on this graphic, we can methodically win further truth statements. However, science has also other structure features. For example, the choice of methods can be influenced by resources or priorities of questions. That means that a decision can be influenced by many others. These complexes of understanding science, if turned out successful, are called paradigms, and these paradigms often dominate the appearance of whole science areas. Newton's paradigm was the reason for development and adjustment of the natural sciences. In the theoretical aspect, every thesis has its own background. Social circumstances may be behind a person's worldview, we don't know. Finally, we can say that if you want to solve what science is, you are confronted with a lot of definition possibilities. I think a uniform definition seems not possible. Ultimately, you only can say which universal criteria have to apply that a process can be declared as science.